Of the Great War of the Ring, many songs have been sung and many tales told. The names of heroes like Gandalf the Grey, Aragorn the King, and Frodo the Ring-Bearer are greatly revered, and rightly so. Yet Sauron's grasp stretched much further than the lands of Gondor and Rohan alone, and his forces might have done great evil in the north of Middle-earth, had a handful of heroes not stood in his path. Their stories, too, deserve to be told. Pay heed now to one such tale, which begins here in the town of Bree, just a few short days before Frodo arrived on his quest.
Aragorn.
Eredon, well met. And in company with Andriel of Rivendell and Farin of Erebor. An unlikely trio to find walking through the doors of the Prancing Pony. You were at Sarn Ford last I knew. Do you bear news from Halbarad?
Yes. Grim news.
I feared it would be so. Quickly, tell me what has happened, but keep your voices low. There are unfriendly ears, even here in Bree.
3 days passed. The guard at Sarn Ford was attacked by 9 Black Riders.
Stand fast, Rangers!
We were overwhelmed, and the enemy passed into the Shire.
This is worse than I imagined. I know these riders. It is from Mordor they come. Our folk could not hope to stand against the 9 together. How bad were our losses?
Very bad. We tried to resist them, but they were surrounded by an aura of unnatural dread.
There is more you should know. After the rout, one of the Black Riders met with an ally, a man of great malice and power.
As our master commanded, I have stirred up the orcs of the mountains. Even now I have a force gathering amid the ruins of old Fornost.
Return at once and prepare your forces. We will have need of them soon.
My orcs will be ready. These lands have known peace for too long. They will soon feel the Dark Lord's wrath.
If this Agandaur has a force at Fornost, then our position grows all the more desperate.
But why all this force against the peaceful halflings? It can't be the enemy sees them as a threat.
I will say this much. There is a hobbit of the Shire who should be coming this way with a great burden. If it falls into the hands of the enemy, it will mean doom for us all. Now this hobbit is adrift on the road with enemies all around. I must find him before they do. And I need you to help me keep him safe.
You are my chieftain. I will gladly do whatever you command.
I'm a part of this now as well.
Then we 3 are of one mind. How can we aid you?
We must reduce the threat from the enemies gathered at Fornost. Travel there and do whatever you can to keep the enemy's eye turned towards you and away from the Shire.
Perhaps we will have help in this task. Eladan and Elrohir were in the north when last I heard. Any gathering of the enemy is certain to attract their attention.
Good. You could find no better allies than the sons of Elrond half-elven.
I hope we meet. But with or without help, the enemy will be kept busy. We'll make sure of that. Bree is a pleasant enough place, but the people here mistrust my kind. Welcome to Bree. You're a stranger around here. May I ask you a few questions?
Depends. Who's asking?
My name's Otto Astor, and Bree is my home. I'm worried about the future of the town.
What's on your mind?
We hear a lot of talk from travelers these days. Most of them speak of war and of a growing shadow in the east. The townsfolk just dismiss this. Say it's far away and doesn't concern us, but I'm not so sure. You've traveled, maybe seen a few things. What's your opinion? Should we...
I'd say there is good cause to worry.
I was afraid of that. If only I could convince others. But until then, I will have to take action on my own.
What do you intend to do?
I'd like to arrange for arming the town. We'll need more than pitchforks if we're forced to defend ourselves. I tried to convince a dwarven merchant to bring us weapons, but he refused.
Maybe I should talk to him. Dwarf to dwarf.
It's worth a try. His name is Groff. He's selling his wares from a market stall down the street. You might still find him there.
I'll let you know what he has to say.
What have we here? A stranger in town. A stranger's just what I'm looking for. Interested in a little harmless pastime? It's time to make some money.
Pastime? What sort of pastime?
Why, nothing more than a simple game of riddles is all. I love a good game of riddles. But everyone in town has already heard all I know. I reckon I could stump you, though.
You said something.
It's simple. You stake some money and I ask you a riddle. If you give the right answer quick enough, I'll double your money. If you're wrong, the coins go to me. What do you say?
I'd best be on my way.
Hello, Master Dwarf. Just come in from the Blue Mountains or the Iron Hills, have you? I'm sure you've had a long trip, and you'll be wanting a good meal and a nice bed. We get many a travelling dwarf here in the Prancing Pony, but I don't think I've seen you before. But don't mind me. I'm forgetting that dwarves like...
What news do travelers bring lately?
Lately, the talk's mostly about trouble away to the south. Seems like there may be war or some other calamity brewing down there. Folks have been coming up the Greenway, or the old road from the south, looking for a place to find...
Are they settling here in the Breelands?
Well, no. It's not that we aren't sympathetic to their troubles. It's just that Bree belongs to Bree folk. We can't take in a lot of outsiders. And the truth is, I don't like the look of a lot of these newcomers. Some of them have mischief on their minds.
I may have need of a few things before I leave town. Where should I look?
Well, we have stores and shops here in town, but I suspect most of them wouldn't suit your needs. You might try Adelgar Oldbank's shop. He's got a collection of unusual items which might interest you. It's right across the street from here, on the corner. If it's repairs you need, try Elmond Brushwood, our blacksmith. His smithy is just across the street, there on the corner.
I'd best be on my way.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Got my head in the clouds, I guess.
What you've got is this look of someone with a lot on their mind. Troubles?
Oh, no, it's no trouble. Not really. It's more like, well, I'm in love.
Oh, that sounds like trouble to me. Who is the lucky woman?
It's Idona Bellflower, my childhood sweetheart. I always thought we were meant for each other, but her father doesn't like my prospects. He's arranging a match with the blacksmith, Elman.
A man with a trade, that's a good match. But how about the lass? Does she love you?
That's just it. I'm not sure. I always told her how much I loved her when we were children. It was all a game back then. Then we got older and it got so much harder to say.
Well, that won't do. You'd best tell her now, or you'll wish you had later.
I want to tell her, I do. Look, this locket belonged to my mother. I want to give it to Idona as a token of my love. But the chain is broken, and Elman the blacksmith is the only one in town who can fix it. If I take it to him, he's sure to suspect something and turn me away.
Well then, give it to me. I'll take it to him.
Yes, that might work. Elman would never suspect a stranger like you. There's one more thing. Idona's father. He keeps a careful eye on his daughter and won't give me a moment to...
Leave it to me then. I'll make sure she knows how you feel.
Wonderful! Just perfect. Take the locket to Elman at the smithy across the street. Once it's repaired, bring it to Idona and tell her I love her, and that I'll do everything in my power to make her...
All right. I'll tell her. Don't you fear.
And just one more thing. After you talk to her, could you come back and tell me what she said? One way or another, I have to know.
Don't fret. I'll bring you word once I've spoken with the lass.
Well, a dwarf in me shop. I am surprised. I've often seen your folk looking down their noses at my work. You dwarves do know your business. Back again? What can I do for you? Back again?
Welcome to my shop, Master Dwarf. Perhaps you have need of a thing or two? I have some very interesting items in it.
I can't thank you enough for bringing me Rowley's message. This changes everything. Everything.
Happy to be of service. Luck be with you both. they'd never find the courage to leave their houses.
I have a lot of work ahead of me if I'm going to convince Idona's father I'll make a good match for his daughter.
Good things and good timing.
What can I do for you, Master?
What news do travelers bring?
Lately, the talk's mostly about trouble away to the south. Seems like there may be...
I'd best be on my way. Who could live in a town where it's always raining?
I'm not doing anything wrong. Honest, I'm not. I'm not doing anything wrong. Honest, I'm not.
This is Fornost, yet I see no sign of the enemy.
These ruins could hide a large army. We might even now be under the gaze of unfriendly eyes.
Well, we came to provide a distraction for Aragorn, and what better way to do that than walking in the front door? Let's be about it.
Foul creatures! me, fiends!
A dwarf is upon you! Servants of the enemy, beware! They're bringing reinforcements!
This bloom is beautiful. As well.
I'm sorely hurt! Here now! No sleeping the long sleep while we still need you.
Elbereth Githoniel!
I have a good use for this. Just what I needed. Anon Edron Neon.
There's a hidden way through this wall.
I will take this. This has the power to heal.
more.
Ah, a hidden Dunedain cache.
Ranger now!
Beware!
Oh, you're caught between a hammer and anvil now!
Let me gather this.
Ah, the very thing I need.
Face a ranger now!
I thank you, friends. Without your timely arrival, my death would have been slow, but certain.
No need for thanks. We are happy to cheat the goblins of their sport. But who are you?
I am called Balaram. My home is in the Misty Mountains, and I serve Gwaihir, Lord of Eagles. Who is it I have to thank for my rescue?
I am Eridan, one of the Dunedain of the North. And my companions are Andriel and Farin.
Then I am indebted to you, Eridan of the Dunedain, and to your friends.
What brought you here to Fornost?
I often range far across the lands of the North, gathering news for Gwaihir, my lord. When I saw activity here in long-abandoned Fornost, I grew curious and flew lower to investigate.
What did you see?
Goblins and other foul folk are working within the ruins. They appear to be preparing for war, building siege engines and stockpiling arms.
Did you see any sign of the one who leads this force?
I saw a tall man, heavily armored. The goblins obeyed his commands. Who he is, I cannot say, but he had an aura of menace, like one tainted by the shadow.
That can only be Agandaur.
You know this man?
He is a servant of the Dark Lord. We must find him and destroy him if we are able.
I will assist you, but it will be perilous. The enemy has positioned war machines upon the inner wall. They limit my ability to fly freely.
If we could gain the top of the wall, we might be able to destroy these machines.
Beyond those doors, you will find a passage and stairs leading up to the wall.
Those machines are certain to be well guarded. We could be walking into a trap.
I will take to the air and draw their fire. If we are fortunate, that will allow you to gain the top of the wall unobserved.
Very well. Let's go.